film you are about to see was made in 1961 to show some of the early missile development tests conducted on the Pacific Missile Range, Point Mugu, and the Naval Missile Facility, Point Arguello. The latter facility has since been reassigned to the Air Force. In this film, you will see that then, as now, the final proof of the bird is in the launching. Some of the early launches were spectacular, others were routine, but all added to that fund of knowledge which goes into the development of today's weapon systems.
The first missile fired from Point Mugu on January 7, 1946, was the Loon. A failure? Yes. Useless? No. For every launch contributes something to the success of the next. Two things were accomplished by the Loon program: an improved launcher and a plan for a range-wide instrumentation system. In May 1947, this same Loon became the first guided missile to be launched from a submarine. A subsequent successful launch was made from the USS Norton Sound. Carrying additional equipment as development progressed, the missiles were soon going off with monotonous regularity. Also tested and developed at Mugu was the Lark, seen here in one of its early trials. The failure was caused by malfunction of a booster rocket. The Lark became one of the first radar-guided missiles, and one of the first to carry a recoverable instrumentation package. This is the Gorgon 5. And here is the Gorgon being fired from a P-4Y-2 bomber. In 1950, a Sparrow 1 missile was launched from an F-3D aircraft. It scored this perfect hit against a remote-controlled QB-17 bomber target. Drake. And Regal, also successful. The Aerobee rocket was used for cosmic ray and magnetic field research of the upper atmosphere. In biological research programs, monkeys and mice have been carried in its nose cone. The second bird of the Sparrow brood was first launched in July 1952. Here shown attacking an F-6F target. Capable of carrying a nuclear warhead, the Regulus I can be launched from surface ships and submarines, as well as from land sites. Here is a successful recovery at San Nicolas Island, 54 miles offshore from Point Mugu. And a less successful recovery caused by collapse of the nose wheel. A solid propellant missile, Corvus, is airdropped from a P-2V Neptune aircraft and makes a big impression. Equipped with deadly heat-seeking guidance, Sidewinder is extremely effective against an F-6F target aircraft. As did its earlier sister missile, Regulus II has nose wheel trouble during recovery operations. The supersonic Regulus II indeed provided its share of spectaculars. Equally spectacular are the launches under control of jet aircraft. Nothing slower than the F-8U type can keep up with the Regulus during acceleration. For recovery control, the TV-2 aircraft is adequate. The Sparrow 3, another missile now operational with the fleet. And for obvious reasons. In this Sparrow 3 test, there appear to be multiple targets. The operational Bullpup had its early problems too. This more successful firing took place in November 1956 against a floating target off San Nicolas Island. Terrier missiles were launched in tandem with varying results. Now arming our nation's cruisers, frigates, and aircraft carriers, a Terrier missile is fired from the USS Los Angeles. Also in Point Mugu's collection of spectaculars are launches of Talos. The IGY high-altitude probe from the USS Norton Sound. The ASP from Mugu. Terasca from Mugu. Corvus from an A4D aircraft. And the research vehicle Tumbleweed, launched from the Naval Missile Facility, Point Arguello. Here is an Atlas launch at Vandenberg Air Force Base, just north of Point Arguello. another Atlas. Because of a malfunction of the missile, it was destroyed by PMR range safety officers after 25 seconds. Without failures like this, the successes would be impossible. The Thor is the well-known satellite booster program. Here's one for anybody's collection. And this. Launched from a catapult on the Mugu pad is a KD-2R5 target drone, and all broken up about it. With no booster, the drone does better this time. As it takes off, this F-6F drone hasn't a care in the world. And it comes down in a perfect 10-point landing.
These, then, are the dramatic aspects of missile and space vehicle testing conducted during the years 1946 to 1960 by the Pacific Missile Range and the Naval Missile Center.